Hello everyone and welcome to the LSI summer season. We're here today for the Friday tier. Sorry for the very late delay on the stream. I will try and get that sorted for the future. Currently we have QKS lining up the times. It looked like Breezer into the corner but exiting the corner. Lots of people actually jumped them down to P8 they go. And that's putting QKS at the top of the order. Vibes switching around with Sebi as Sebi was ahead a minute ago. Max Martin P3 at the moment. We're going to go and watch on board with the man who's currently in front. We know that he's very quick, and he still take pole position though. He had practice on the Thursday, so yesterday in the open lobbies. He's got some laps under his belt, and he should be used to the circuit. A little bit over track limits, but I think he managed to stay within them. Very precise, this guy right now. Max bumps up ahead of Max Martin in the Ferrari, but they switch immediately. Sebi, Vibes going down the order, loses a position to Cohen now. Will QKS be able to take this pole position? It does look like he's going to be able to do so. I don't really see any doubts at the moment. Max has left the session, and apparently that's it. Oh. That's weird. So that looks like it's my side of the situation, which is extremely annoying. And there you go. For some reason I've left. So I'm going to have a quick look, see what's going on, and then we shall get back to it. Sorry for the issues. Let's have a look. Nothing at the moment. But we've got some very strange stuff going on at the moment. We'll join the game again and see what we can sort out, but that's a bit weird. Okay. Sorry for the issues. All right, I've joined back. I will be there very soon. Hello everyone and welcome back to LSI summer season. We're finally here for the Friday tier after that little disconnection issue. We should be good to go now, and as we were seeing, QKS does take pole position, followed by Max Martin P2, and Maxette very close behind into P3. They're going to be looking for something into turn 1 possibly. We'll have well, time will tell, I should say. Sebi in P4, very high up in the championship with his rival Breezer, you could say. Breezer down in the 7th, but ahead of him is Vibes, Ballant, then Breezer, and Davitz in P8, who's only going to be competing in the sprint race. We have Dark Soul in P9, Finn in P10, Vortex starts out the top 10, and so does Cohen, so they get free choice of tyres. Let's have a quick look at the tyres as well, with the medium tyre for Davin, Vortex and Cohen. So they're going for that alt strategy. I'm just going to have to quickly double check a thing or two. See, is Dark Soul in this lobby? Sorry for the issues. Looks like they might be in a game on their own, because they aren't actually here. Sorry for the delays. I'm going to try and get this situation sorted. So Alrighty, hopefully we should be good to go. Sorry for the issues. Lovely Codemasters bringing back us some more issues, but we'll see. Let's have a good race. Lights out and away we go down to turn 1. Who's going to get it? Looks like an amazing start from QKS, and I don't think anybody's going to challenge him. The Ferrari goes to the inside, goes defensive, does QKS. Round the outside comes Max Martin. Is he really going to be able to hold it? No, there's contact. It's a little bit argy-bargy. He's just about going to be able to hold on. I don't think there's damage in that, and there's a car off. That is a Williams. I think that's Breezer then down the order. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to them, but that's turn 3. They must have had an issue. Cause them to spin as they do lose traction. Very difficult around there. We've got Sebi in P4 right behind these guys. Vibes up to P5. We've got Ballant in P6. Dark Souls AI, I believe, is in P7. Darren P8. Finn. Then we have Cohen just ahead of Vortex right now, and Breezer had an issue at the beginning. They're a little bit further back. Let's see if they've got damage in a minute. I don't know if they do. Max Martin is right behind the Mercedes driver. Is he going to be able to make an early move, or is he just going to sit behind for now? I'm not entirely sure. Right, we will have a quick look at the drivers behind, as we did just see Vortex and that is Cohen side by side through the S section, and just about making it. Very, very nice racing between these two. Lovely, lovely stuff. Indeed, a mistake from McLaren. Are they going to get back on ahead? They do for now. Lovely stuff. Now, Breezer does unfortunately have wing damage. So that is your championship leader down the back of the grid with damage. They still have a chance here, and it's only the sprint race, so they will have a chance later on. We'll look into turn 1 as Max Martin's just holding on to the back of QKS right now. Not going to be going for a move just yet. Maybe if they get a good enough run here, they're going to put the pressure on. I think they're just waiting at the moment for that DRS to kick in, but instead they're going to punt him. It's a bit of a weird method, not really legal. We'll have to look at that later on. They've got to be careful to not do that again. And then we have Max set in P3. And if Max Martin has done that too much, he might end up getting a little bit of damage if he's not careful. Brody, I remember the interviews, and you said it was your greatest track, and I did feel really bad when you got it, so I do apologise, but hopefully you can enjoy watching. It does say the Hungarian Grand Prix, yes it does. Sorry for that, I will change it. At some point soon. Sorry for that, it was a bit rushed. But yeah, we will get it changed as soon as we possibly can. And also, I don't have a thumbnail yet, so I'll change that soon as well. That is Cohen, unfortunately, down the order. I don't know what happened to Cohen there. He's had an issue on that medium tyre, so it's a bit of a difficult situation. If they do have damage, they can't really afford to. Let's have a quick look. So we P11 here for Cohen. Do they have damage? Doesn't look like it, so they should be good to go. It's just, can they catch up? We've got Breezer on the hard tyres, so he's going to be going to the end of the Grand Prix. No problem, so we'll have to see how it goes for him. But anyway, back to the front of the grid. QKS leads the way. DRS wasn't useful enough to help Max Martin get ahead, but they are close behind right now. Got a nice little train going on here. What's going to happen? Are we going to see any overtakes soon? Unfortunately, that's Vortex having the issue. So maybe these medium tyres are just not really what everybody's looking for. That might be the case. They might be a little bit trickier. And to be honest, if you haven't practiced on a set of medium tyres, you are going to have problems. So what you have to do for race practice is practice on all different tyres a little bit at least. Purple sector there for QKS as he now pushes a little bit, and the gap does extend to Max Martin, but it's not really that much. We stream on YouTube now because one, we want to test it out, and two, the subscription percentage that we get from Twitch is absolutely minuscule. They've changed it, so we get absolutely nothing. Not nothing, but we get a lot less. So I still respect Twitch, and I still enjoy Twitch, and I love Twitch, but we're just going to try and see how YouTube goes and see if we can build the channel a little bit more. Back to the racing. Now, QKS holds on. Max Martin did catch up, but Max has lost out to the top two. This could be a bit of a turning point in the race if they're not careful, and they would get pressured from everybody behind pretty much. So they've got to be careful here, especially around a circuit like this. There's so many DRS straights. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. We've got Sabi in P4. He's looking to try and pick up the pieces if these guys do make mistakes. He's second in the championship right now, leading the Constructors' Championship with Aston Martin and Ega Pro as their teammate, with 45 points, so they're equal to Breezer, but Breezer's scored all of his points as a reserve driver, so none of his points actually count to a constructor, meaning that he matches Aston, but he doesn't actually put them into a team. And this is his first race in the Friday tier that he'll be driving for a constructor, which of course is Williams. Now, Max Martin is going to get close, but he would have to go for a pretty big stint to actually go for the move. Looking like he might have outbroken himself, but he didn't actually, so it was very, very tight. Can he get a good enough run? QKS a little bit skirmish on the exit curve, and they might be in trouble for that one. That's Max Martin going to the inside line. Can QKS get a switchback? I think they might be able to. Lovely stuff as they go into turn 6. 5, 6, 7, and he's got ahead nicely, and he's not going to be able to dive bomb him into turn 8 as he usually would. He didn't get a good enough run with that mistake, and that is QKS back to lovely battling between these two guys. Lovely indeed. Now, that does allow everybody behind to catch up a little bit. There was a bit of a gap forming between Max and Max Martin, but now that's completely closed up. Also interested to see what Davins is going to do. He's currently in P7. There's a bit of a gap between him and the rest of the field, but other than that, he's doing all right. And we do have Dark Soul back in the lobby, so thank you very much for Codemasters to finally get that sorted. And Dark Soul is in this race. I don't know they should have their setup, so it should be all fine. It's just a little bit annoying that they lost all that time, and that is an interesting situation. Looks like Max Martin was going very, very tight to the pit lane there, and they've got to be careful with that one. That was a little bit of abrupt movement right there. So, yeah, got to be careful on that one there. Max Martin now inherits the race lead as QKS goes for the undercut. So they started on the soft tyres. Let's get some data up. Position changes, of course, are as such. And the pit stops are as such as well. Looking at the tyres, he's going for that medium tyre. Pretty straightforward. And he's going for that undercut because he knows it's powerful, and these mediums should be able to have a pretty decent pace to the end of the race compared to the softs when they get to the end of the stint, of course. And with these guys kind of battling, it might slow them down, especially if QKS has got free air right now, which he does have free air, so he can put some laps in. The only problem that he would have is that he doesn't have DRS and these guys do, so in a bit of a train, a big moment for Max there, and that's going to allow Max to catch up a massive amount, and that does pretty much mean Max is going to attempt a move at some point sooner rather than later. That would be pretty straightforward, but they're both going to go into the pit lane actually, and that is interesting as Max Martin, let's just say, squirms into the pit lane. But yeah, Dark Salt now leads the way. He's not going to pit, he's going to stay out. The usual pit stop window for a sprint race is 7 laps on each tyre, so he is extending as you usually would. Everybody else has gone for 1 lap undercut. I believe this is the situation, but but QKS went for a 2-lap undercut, and let's watch and see where QKS comes out. They've come out miles ahead the rest of the pack. They've gained a nice gap there, so lovely stuff indeed, and that is going to be DRS gone So brilliantly played for QKS. That is what he wanted. He knew he had the pace. He just needed to escape that DRS. He's done it. He's just got to manage those tyres. And to be honest, I think he should have a pretty good job at doing so. He is a very, very good driver. Max Martin's going to need to try and catch up a little bit here, or they've got to work together with the cars behind to catch up. Looking at the back here, we have Vibes who's dropped off from the DRS train so far. Maybe he can catch back up in a little bit, but right now he has dropped off. Vortex is in between these guys. Balint is in P8 and Davint has pitted, and he's on the soft tyre. He's come out in P9 right behind Balint, so he's going to want to get through as soon as possible, especially if he's on this tyre. Cohen's also pitted. Finn has also pitted. I say Finn's also pitted. He pitted with the rest of the pack. It's just Davint has come out in between, and that is Davint looking a lot quicker. They go and get a purple sector Dark Soul into the pit lane. Where will they come out of course? That is the question. But yeah, Cohen also onto the soft tyre. Let's see. Davint's probably going to go for the move here. I think he should have a pretty straightforward pass on the DRS. Dark Soul is going to come out in P7, 6? No? Ahead of Vibes, side by side with Vibes, I should say, as they're both going into the corner, and Darts has left the session again immediately. So that was a very interesting situation to be in for Vibes. All of a sudden the car on your inside is disconnected, and I don't know what just happened there. That is a very interesting situation, and the car's just stopped on track. Oh wow. Oh wow, I can't even change the camera view. That's just it. He's in the pit lane apparently. Let's hope that he gets moving before Rita does catch up and he's disqualified. What on earth is happening? Oh my. Right, we're gonna have to wait and see if Dark Soul says anything or if it is desync, but wow, Codemasters. Didn't expect this. Impressive stuff. QKS now leads the way, 1.4 seconds. Max is almost out of time or DRS range to Max Martin. They've held on and they will do enough. They're going to be able to use that to defend from Sebi. Sebi is right behind them, but they do need the DRS as much as they possibly can do. And that is the McLaren into the pit lane. Davint's the fastest lap. Little bit of a look for Sebi, but nothing too much. And to check what the situation is with Dark Soul, there's a yellow sector just going round on its own. I don't really know what's happening there. It's just kind of moving around the circuit. Maybe that's Dark Soul's ghost car? I don't know. Sorry for the delay. That is a little bit frustrating, but that unfortunately does mean I think Dark Soul's going to be out of this one. Let's return back to our screens as Max Martin's now going to get passed by Maxer into P2. Going to try and possibly go for that DRS on QKS, but he's a little bit too far ahead. Don't know who got DRS here. Max got it, but he's got no ERS left. Max has got some. He's forced Max Martin into a dodgy line. He's going to have a look at the switchback here as they go into the corner. Backs off, lets Max Martin go through for now. And he's not going to be able to challenge. Gonna have to hold on for now. Sebi's just watching these guys battle, see if they can make any mistakes that he can pick up on. Vibes is a little bit further back from these guys, so The medium tyres just aren't quite gripping with them so far. And then we have Darren in P6 looking for that DRS on his fellow teammate. And they are actually teammates, as they're both permanent drivers. Only going to be driving in the sprint race, so they need everything they possibly can here. Valiant P7, we've got Finn down in P8. Good to see Finn back in racing, lovely stuff. And then we have Vortex down in P9, out of the points. And then we have Breezer, unfortunately still struggling on those hard tyres. Maybe they can finish ahead of Cohen, but we'll have to wait and see. Not too many laps left to go of the Grand Prix, and that's Max Martin back aheed of Max as they switch positions. Side by side as Sebi is trying to have a look here for a P3, and he gets a lovely run, and it should be good enough to go for a move onto, oh no, onto the Williams, but he's outbroke himself and gone into Max Martin. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. I'd like to see the replay of that one, but that is not ideal. And look at that, both Alfa Romeos are going to make the move. Davin's going to have a little bit of a harder time. That's actually Vibes having a bit of a harder time. He tried his best, but I think he might have to back out as they head into turn 10. He is actually going to have a go. Fair enough. Going to have a go. Make it work. That's fairly clean, to be honest. I'd say that's probably his corner, and he makes it. That is not ideal for Sebi. He's now down to P6. Lost a lot of points from that one. And right now, it looks like a simple mistake. Like I said, I'd like to see the replay on that one and see what actually happened. But that does look like a little bit of an outbreaking moment. And just a racing incident, really, there. That is very, very unfortunate. It does now allow Max and Max Martin to battle on their own. And, yeah, maybe these guys will work with a DRS train. But with a 2-second gap to the race leader, I don't know how that will be. And Max Martin was moving very, very late in the straight there. So that is just got to be noted. DRS to the Ferrari, and he should be able to get back through pretty easily as they go into turn 4. They're going to still go side by side, actually. Maxet's going to still challenge him. He's not letting him go easy. He has the inside line for this corner. Now Max Martin has the inside line. Will the Williams try and go for the dive bomb into turn 8? No. Just going to hold on and wait for the minute. We got a couple more laps to go. A bit of a mistake. Might not have lost too much time on that kind of corner. But Max sits right behind. He's back to speed. Lovely stuff for him. Vibes got DRS on his teammate right now. He's allowed him to push ahead and just kind of stay ahead of Sebi. Sebi is right there, and he's going to have that DRS. Might have a bit of extra tyre wear from that spin, though. So he does have to be careful. But yeah, that DRS has definitely helped Vibes. He's got a couple laps remaining to try and kind of push and stay ahead. But they're both pretty low on ERS. Vibes is lower on ERS. And Sebi's just using it to try and catch up a little bit more. He's got DRS. Vibes doesn't. So he's going to be able to go for that move. It should be pretty straightforward as we see the front two side by side into turn 1. Max Martin is going to take the lead. Who got DRS right there? It looks like it's going to go to the Williams, so they're going to have another opportunity into turn 4, but not a good enough run. They're just going to have to wait for now and try and find a different way around. No time penalties for either of these guys, so it's going to be all to play for here. And this is for P3 in qualifying. Sebi does get through on Vibes. Vibes wasn't able to do anything about it. He's right close behind, though, and both are pretty low on ERS. They might have a nice little battle to the very, very end. And after all of this, Davids is in P4, and if he can push, he might be in a chance for P2 here. If he really needs to push it or wants to push, he's going to get in the DRS range. Nevertheless, it's just, will he be able to actually push for a move? ERS wise, he's pretty low right now. So is Max. Max is currently the one with the most, but it's not by much at all. back with those guys. So we've got a couple battles on our hands right now, and we also have Breezer and Cohen fighting for P10, although they don't actually get points for those positions in the sprint race. Here we go for the final lap of the Grand Prix. QKS leads, but these guys are the closest ones battling. No ERS left for Max Martin, as that is Maxette going to go for a move, and once again a bit of a late move from Max Martin there. He's done that a couple times now. And DRS isn't going to be enough here. I don't think he's going to get a good enough run. He made a bit of a mistake. Davins isn't going to be able to capitalize on that. But with these guys, as Vibes makes the move, and Sebi's having a quick look to force Vibes to go defensive. Can he get a good enough run? Scrubbles for the traction, but it's not enough. Very, very good defending there from Vibes. Not enough from Sebi. A great effort, though. The last opportunity, not the last opportunity, but an opportunity would be into turn 8, but it's not enough. These guys will still battle it out right now. As you can see, the front two here, DRS available for Max Martin, or Maxette I should say, but he'd have to make the move here, but it's not going to really be possible unless it was a mega send, and it's not really a sending kind of corner that you go for a kind of move there, so he's just going to have to wait. And is he going to hold on? I don't quite know. Is he going to go for the move into the final corner? Is he going to wait for that DRS? We're going to have to look at this guy just for a minute. No, we're going to have to look back at these guys. QKS is going to come around the final corner on return to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Max Martin, I think, is just about going to hold on to that P2. And Max at P3, David's P4. Vibes is going to come home in P5 just about. And Sebi 1/10 away. Lovely, lovely stuff. And that's why we like Bahrain. Indeed. Then Balint P7. Finn finishes off the points. And then we have Vortex and Breezer in P9 and 10. GG. GG indeed. QKS, a lovely win there. Perfect stuff. And not really much to say. That was a great drive from them. A very, very good drive. They say they drove like rubbish. Obviously, we really can't tell. We can only compare them to the rest of the grid, and according to the rest of the grid, they did some very good driving. They had pretty good pace, and we didn't really watch them later on. But, of course, when the DRS was in effect, they did have a bit of a hard time with it. But anyway, that is your top three. We have QKS on pole position for the feature race, Max Martin P2, Maxette in P3, fastest lap goes to Vortex, and that's the rest of the grid. And then we're going to go into race director, go to incidents, just in case. And then finally the pit stops. And then we'll be back for the feature race. We might be a little bit longer, I'm not entirely sure. We'll try and be as quick as we can, but we are going to have to restart the lobby to try and prevent all these bugs. But other than that, thank you very much, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, thank you for the patience. We'll be back very, very shortly. Hello everyone and welcome back to LSI summer season. We're here today for the Bahrain Grand Prix on the Friday tier, the feature race this time, so the points are a lot bigger here, so it's going to be a lot more important. The top three stay the same as QKS takes the win for the sprint race, followed by Max Martin, Maxet in P3. Then we have Vibes in P4 as Davins will not compete in the feature race. Then we have Sebi, Balint, Finn, Vortex, Breezer, Curran, and Darksalt starting outside the top 10, although they're having more issues. So, not ideal. Sorry for the delay. Just need to check the situation here. Sorry for the delay. Alrighty, so unfortunately that's going to be Darksalt out of the Grand Prix already. That is awful news for them, but other than that we're going to hold our breath, clench our butt cheeks, and then we're about to go racing for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hopefully Sebi can get back in as soon as possible. Here we go. Lights out and away we go down to turn 1. Who's going to get it? Sebi does rejoin the session just about. QKS gets a very nice launch on that medium tyre. And Max Martin, I should say, is right behind. There's a little bit of a 3-wide moment, and it's all a little bit argy-bargy compared to the last race now. I think that's an Alpine having to go off the circuit just a little bit there, but I think they managed to just about get through. And Vortex is in P4 right now. What a start from them. That was a very, very good moment. Good start to the race from them. They're now up into the podium positions already after this one. Breezer has now retired from the session. So the championship leader has gone from bad to worse, and I don't know what happened. They've given up on that one. So they had an issue and then voluntary retirement. So that is a weird one. I'm not entirely sure what happened, if there was a collision between drivers or if that was just a mistake on their side by side. As you can see, Vortex and Maxette in to the S section here, the second S section, and he's going to hold it round the outside like he did earlier on. He made a move on, I think it was Breezer or Cohen, it was Cohen. But this time he's going to have to return or let the position go. But he's going to go side by side into the final corner. He really wants to fight it early on. He's on that soft tyre. A little bit of contact that does cause Maxette to go off track. And he's not going to be too happy with that one. So it's going to be a bit of a different situation here. As we do see Darktalk retire their car. And they are unfortunately out of this race already. Finn must have had an issue as they go into the pit lane early on. On that medium tyre, does it look like a front wing change? Yes, it is, unfortunately. The most minor amount of damage, it seems. So maybe this is what happened with Breezer. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that was a very interesting situation to be in. Now, QKS Max Martin are fighting here. Lovely stuff to see them back at it again. Vortex is ahead of the Williams this time, and Cohen's going to go side by side into turn 8. They're also on that soft tyre. They really want to get through sooner rather than later and follow their fellow soft tyre runner. They're going to make the move, and the McLaren leaves the room. And luckily that they do, and that is, oh no, big damage. Not big damage, but that is a big crash there. I don't know what happened. That was, I think, Vortex spinning up the rears as he goes off circuit and onto the curb. And unfortunately, I think this guy, Maxette, has been caught out by that. He ends up getting damage, I believe, as well. Do they have a front end plate? It looks like they might have, but they might just have a bit of damage. And I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Maxette hasn't lost too much time, but they might have got some damage. We'll have to wait and see if they go into the pit lane or if they're going to stay out. They're going to stay out, so luckily they're okay for now, but unfortunately Vortex is going to be going into the pit lane and hoping for a safety car. We've got QKS and Max Martin fighting as they carry on. Maybe Max has learnt something from the strategy of last race. Maybe he might try something a bit different. As we see Cohen leading this pack at the moment. Watch his gap between the race leaders right now. He's on that soft tyre. He should be faster. If not the same pace. He's gone and put a purple sector in, and then the rest of the field on the medium tyre. We've got Ballon in P4, we've got Sebi in P5 in the Aston, and then we also have, of course, I think pretty much everybody else is on the medium tyre except from Cohen right now, because I don't know if Finn has fitted a set of hard tyre or soft tyres. They do have soft tyres on. And Vortex, they do, but unfortunately they've spun round. They're on the medium tyre. They're going to have to wait for those tyres to cool down and get back in it later on. And that's side by side up the hill with Vibes and Maxette. Vibes squeezes him out and he's going to take that position, so well done to Vibes there. These guys are going to be careful that they don't lose DRS for the cars ahead, so you can fight each other but not too hard, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. Now Vibes really wants to get through it, but he's made a mistake, and that's it. Vibes is out. No way, and that is a rear wheel gone. Oh, what a shame, his first full race for Alfa Romeo, and it's ended in a bang. Oh no, that was going to be such a good battle. and it's completely ended straight away. I don't believe it. That's on the inside. Balint going for the move here. A switchback is possible for Sebi. He's going to have to get a good exit if he wants it. And as they go side by side into the corner, I think he's going to get him. Lovely stuff. Very, very nicely fought between the two. And that's Balint going to the outside line now as Cohen has made a mistake as well. Gone off circuit. Very easily done there, but that is crucial. There on that soft tyre, that's completely wasted now, all that time that they just gained. So that is a heck of a shame for them right there. Vibes says they were unfortunately suffering from wing damage from the beginning of the race, so there was 4 wide into turn 1. So that is where he got that from, unfortunately. It doesn't explain what caused the spin, but that is yeah, obviously not going to help his race at all. So that is a heck of a shame, but yeah, that's them out and they won't be scoring any points today. Looking at the cars behind, we have Sebi, Balint, Max it a little bit further away, so not quite in the DRS range. Is Cohen's or are Cohen's tyres going to be up to the task of catching the medium tyre on us now? We don't quite know. We've got Max Martin and QKS escaping from the cars behind and not really fighting each other, just making sure that they use each other's pace to push through and don't challenge too much, because that is a yellow flag for Vortex in the purple sector for Max Martin there as they go through the first section. And down the hill we go into lock-up corner. A little bit of understeer as they lift off the brakes to allow the steering to go a bit freer. But just going to have to wait for a moment. You can't be going overtaking QKS around these corners if they want to gain the most time possible. Sebi is 6.6 seconds behind on the same strategy as well. They're going to try and do their best here to catch up. They've got Balint just out of DRS range now, or have they done enough to get back in? I don't quite know. Nope, they're actually not even in the final corner. So that is going to be it for them. Max has unfortunately got himself a time penalty, and they've lost more time, whereas Cohen has just about got into time DRS range, I should say. And he might be able to have a go if he really pushed this straight, but Max is going to go immediately into the pit lane. Alrighty, Max Martin is now leading the Grand Prix, and QKS is going to hold on behind for a lap and see how it goes. Sebi 6.5 seconds behind now. Cohen inherits that P5 as Maxet makes the pit stop. And he's pitted for a set of medium tyres. So pretty early for this kind of strategy, I'm pretty sure. They actually were already on the medium tyre anyway. So they're going for a double stop. I believe they must have got damage from that issue with Vortex, unfortunately. So that did cause them issues earlier on. Finn in P7 just behind. Currently scored 1 point in the sprint race. They might be able to do some more here, and that would be lovely for Alpine. It would be their first points of the season. In the Friday tier, that is, of course. As Martin leads the way by 8/10, so he's done a decent job there. Has he used all of his ERS? No, but he's using it. The DRS will be available for QKS, and he's going to be able to catch up, but not going to be enough for a move just yet. Balint, unfortunately, is disconnected from the session. I'm fairly sure what happened there, if that's intentional or if that is an accident, but that will allow Cohen to catch up nevertheless and probably make a move sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, that is Vortex returning the pit lane and Finn at the same time spinning, so that's now 7 drivers remaining of the Grand Prix. On lap 7, ironically. But that is Vortex out of the Grand Prix. That's Martin. As, oh wait, what? What? I didn't see this. I didn't see this. What just happened? What just happened? That's QKS out of the Grand Prix. So he's lost it in the S section. So I don't know. They're kind of in contact. He was too far back, and of course he's following behind in the S section. So he'll have a bit of dirty air unless he rode the curb. Maybe the dirty air got the better of him. That is a very interesting situation to be in, and that is the race winner and pole sitter of the sprint race out, gone, down. Now 6 cars remaining of this race. Max set in P5, a little bit of a lag spike there, which hopefully isn't a sign of desync, with Finn in P7, and Finn currently is going to get some more points as he will overtake where QKS DNF'd, and there you go, into P6, currently going for 8 points, and that'll be 9 points to Alpine. Max Martin leads the way at the moment, and all he needs to do is bring it home at this stage. We need to wait and see the deltas. Of course, as we cross the sector lines, we'll be able to find those, but Sebi, he would need to catch up to Max Martin here. Let's have a look, as he did cross the sector line already, so we're going to have to wait for him to cross the start-finish line, actually. So we'll see. Overheating my tyres. Is that because you were behind Max there? That's very easily done. And that's Finn out. Finn's out, and he's lost it on the S section. I don't believe it, and a safety car has been called out. We've now got 5 drivers remaining of the Grand Prix. 5 drivers left. Finn will not score points, and that is a full safety car. Off to the right-hand side he went, easily done, and I do not believe it. I do not believe what I'm seeing. And now Vortex, he's going to be regretting that one. He's going to be regretting that one. He's just voluntarily retired in the pit lane, and the safety car's come out anyway. So that would have been him back in the race, but instead he's out of this one. Max Martin is going to be the lead car, going to go into the pit lane. Sebi's probably going to react to him. Is he going to go into the pit lane as well? I'd assume so. He's going to be on the same strategy as the race leader, and he can hold on to the DRS. He might even have a go at taking a win here. Curran's also going to be able to match these guys' strategies here. Don't quite know what tyre they're going to go for. Max Martin onto the hard tyre, so does Sebi. What's Curran going to opt for? I'd assume it'd be the same thing. No, it's onto the medium tyre. Okay, so he's going to go for a bit more of an aggressive strategy here. Ballin into the pit lane. He's gone for a set of softs, interestingly. And then we have Maxet, who's going to be pitting, I assume, at some point. We'll have a quick look and see what the situation is. 1 lap of medium, so they wouldn't actually need to pit, but they're going to do it anyway, just for that fresher rubber, of course. They have the ability to, they have the time to. They don't have a 5 second, they only have a 3 seconds, so they can't surface in the pit lane. Maybe the tyre pressures weren't quite correct. To be honest, around this circuit it's very difficult to actually manage the tyres. So it's understandable. But yeah, once you get into the dirty air of a car ahead with this game, and if you don't manage your tyres correctly, you're going to be gone. You're going to be gone. So yeah, it's just is what it is, unfortunately. And that's how the game works. So maybe look at the tyre pressures for the future and try and manage it there. But that's going to be it for now. Maxet's going to catch up to the pack, and then we'll be back running. I hate that curve. I hate it too. I hate it too. It also managed to take your friend a while ago in the same exact way. He was just leading the Grand Prix instead. And he ran the circuit, of course. He was leading the Grand Prix and lost it. And that was his first possible ever race win. Down the drain. Of course, he's won more races since then, but yeah, that was a sad day. That was a sad day. They're good in the sprint. That's probably because you're in some clean air the whole time. Yeah, it's not a good one. It's not a good one. And getting so much wheel spin. Ah, okay. Not ideal. Sorry to hear that, Kikas, and hopefully we can see you again in the future, and maybe you can have a bit of better luck. But we'll have to wait and see. Max on that hard tyre, he's going to be catching up, and we're going to be racing at the end of this lap. Max Martin leads the Grand Prix. Sebi in P2 on exactly the same strategy. Cohen in P3 on the medium tyre, so he's going to be faster. And Balint is on the soft, so he's going to be pretty quick as well. Their tyres definitely aren't going to go to the end. Cohen's tyres, I'm just thinking, how many laps can you do with a set of mediums? You can do, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 12, 13 laps on the softs, and you should be able to go 20 laps on the... So actually, in theory, Cohen can do this. His tyres are going to be very old at the end, very, very old, but you can do a one-stop medium to hard to medium to soft. So actually, this could be a viable strategy, but he's just going to have a couple too many laps to the tally with tyre wear. So he's really going to have to push, get ahead, escape DRS immediately, and then he's going to have to start managing the tyre. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see if the hard tyres are actually quick enough. Safety car in this lap. We get the confirmation. Everybody warming up their tyres. Very, very close under the safety car. But that is Max Martin warming those up. P2 for Sebi. Cohen in P3. Sebi's going to be the one to react. And let's wait and see how it goes. And a little bit too far ahead, I think. Max goes for it. Lovely restart. And Sebi gets a bit caught up on the curb. And Cohen's going to be able to go for it. And that's all! Max Martin, not Max Martin, Max Ett off already on the final corner. And that is not good at all. That restart was absolutely... Ah, what a shame. What a shame. Completely gone down the drain. Sebi's trying their best to hold on, and they do hold on for now. Cohen's just going to have to wait. It's not worth the risk to fight right now. He needs to just get ahead safely, and then he'll be able to fight a little bit later on. Goes for a little bit of a lunge. He can do it with the grip. It's just, can he get a good enough run into the S section? He is going to stick his nose in, and they're going to go side by side. Sebi's trying to hold on. He tried to squeeze him, Cohen. Now to the outside line into turn 8, and on the exit, Cohen's going to have him. It should be pretty straightforward, and he's through. Lovely, lovely stuff. It's the stream lagging, is it? Is it still lagging? Ah, sorry for that. If you let me know if it's still lagging, I'll try and fix it. Sorry for the issues. After that safety car restart, Cohen's now in P2. Going to try and catch up to Max Martin here and go for the move. It seems fine on my preview, but my preview's different to what other people may see. So, yeah, I'm interested to see if it is lagging, and I'll have to change some settings if it is. But hopefully it's not. I'll just double check. Go and try my best to catch up. It looks okay for the minute. From my side at least. But that might not be the case, I'm not sure. Max Martin ahead in the Ferrari. This is where Cohen's going to be a lot stronger than the Ferrari driver. As a reserve driver, of course. Uphill sector there for Cohen. He's going to be able to catch, but he didn't actually catch. He made a big mistake there. So that's not ideal. He should be able to catch in the next few corners though, and it should be pretty straightforward. Alrighty. Gaining tenths on every corner. Should be able to catch somewhat here as well. See, it's about half a tenth, I guess you could say. but not as much as I actually thought. On the exits, he's fairly strong. He's not going to get DRS just yet, but he should be able to get a pretty decent corner that might get him a good enough run. No, it's not actually a good enough run, and Max Martin is holding on nicely. Sebi is using this. It's going to allow him to drag himself along and catch up to Max Martin, the time he lost while battling Cohen, and balance also right behind these guys, so great stuff for them so far. Alright, these guys are closing up. I am going to have to do a quick double check and see if we are lagging, so I do apologise. Sorry if there is an audio sync. There will be. There you go. I'm just going to have a quick look. And then we should be good to go. For some reason that is doing that, but we should be good to go now. Alrighty, so let's have a look. Curran slowly catching. They might have the chance here. It's not really much different compared to last lap, so they are actually doing a pretty good job right now. But they're holding on nicely at the moment. So great stuff. Great stuff indeed. Alrighty. Cohen still not quite there. Sebi's going to have an opportunity. He's got the DRS, got ERS actually to spare. Cohen has none, so it's going to automatically put himself at a very big disadvantage. So if he's not going to go for it, he's going to think better of it and just wait, because he knows he's not going to be fast enough to actually stay ahead. So it's not really worth the time that they'll lose, if that makes sense. Looks like the stream's okay for now, so I think we're just going to have to leave it there. But yeah, that should be it for the moment. Hopefully it's not lagging anymore. If it is lagging, it should only be like for a moment or two. If it is getting unbearable, then we'll have to, of course, restart it. But it's 30 FPS 1080p. So that's not what we usually run. Usually we run 720p and 30 FPS. So we're trying a different setting to try and make the streams a little bit more high quality, but I don't know if it's really working that well or not. Anyway, back to it. Cohen, almost in time DRS range. They've got a tiny amount. They're coming around the final corner and they're closing, but they've got no ERS to actually push with, whereas Max Martin, he's got some. So even though Cohen just caught up, he's immediately going to lose it. Now, Cohen still has the pace advantage in theory. It's just not really that much. His tyres should go all the way with a little bit, a few laps to the end of the race. And by that time, of course, the hard tyres will be probably quicker. Not probably, they will be quicker than the medium tyres. So at this rate, if Cohen's going to keep catching at this rate, he's not going to be winning this Grand Prix very easily, at least. So he's going to have to pass Max Martin very, very soon. And you can see into the corners, he's not actually gaining any time on the Ferrari. He's gaining some, but it's not that much. And once again, he's going to miss out on the straights, and he's using that ERS tirelessly, and quite frankly, it's absolutely useless if you're that low down on the ERS, because you automatically lose power even if you're not using it. So he's going to get a significant drop of straight line speed and acceleration as well. I think he's done enough this time to be able to counteract straight line speed, and he's going to be able to get close to Max. But I think that's going to be it. Max has enough ERS to hold on a little bit, but not a mega amount to actually really defend and overtake. Cohen's not going to be able to pass this lap, but it is the turning point. and he will be able to catch up and possibly make a move on the next lap, or even if he gets a good enough run here, but I think he's a bit too far back for that one. He's just going to have to wait for now and hold on, and he will do so. But Max Martin is going to be under pressure. And of course also Sebi has been brought with Max. So Max is really going to have to make a calculated decision if he's going to fight with Cohen. Because if he does, he's going to lose a lot of time to Sebi. He's got to hope that the DRS range does get kind of escaped between Cohen and Sebi. And then Max can just allow Cohen to go through and then fight Cohen later on in the Grand Prix. But right now I think Sebi's caught back up, and Sebi's going to be able to fight with Max here. We've still got a fairly long way to go. We've only just passed really the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. So it is a very, very long old race here. We've got DRS for Cohen. He's closer than he was on the last lap, so he should in theory be able to catch up. No ERS to push with, so actually he's not going to catch up very quickly. He's got the DRS, but even with 0 ERS and DRS, he can't catch up to a car with a little bit of ERS left. DRS available here as Max Martin makes a mistake. That could put the pressure on, but it's once again not going to be enough. He doesn't have that ERS to play with. So that is a bit of a situation that he's in. Alrighty. Cohen is nice and close. It's just a matter of when will he go for that overtake, of course. Especially if that ERS, but more importantly, Sebi is right there. Balance gone for his pit stop already. No one else is going to be pitting. I'm pretty sure Cohen's not going to be pitting. So that does look like it's going to be a P4 for Ballant. Max that currently is just trying to end this race and take those points home. It should be a solid amount, and with Williams being in the constructors battle there, I think they're in. I think they're P5. They might be P4. I think they're still in the battle. It's good to get as many points as you possibly can, especially with Breeze not scoring any points today, which is a heck of a shame. Cohen this time is closer than he was before. Is he close enough though? Once again, he's going to be out of reach to get past the Ferrari. He's got a headache on his hands right now. It's really painful for him. He's got to nail the exit here, and he does nail the exit. DRS available. No ERS, and he just can't catch. He just can't catch. If he wants to go for a move, he's got to send it, or he's got to go for it in the corners here. But he doesn't get a good enough run. He's got to try and go for a run here as we head to turn 8. But no, makes a mistake, and that's understeer for him. So he's got a massive headache right now, and he can't catch up. Does look like the stream's a little bit laggy, but I'm not sure if that's just the 30 FPS or not. Because, of course, it's not 60 FPS, what people are usually used to. Unfortunately, if I did go to 60 FPS, it would be extremely laggy anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, and you can see Cohen starting to really struggle with these tyres. The grip is lost, and the tyre temperatures are going through the roof as well. With that understeer, it's not ideal. With the dirty air, it's really difficult to actually drive the car. He needs to try and get ahead, even if it's just going to be a bit of clean air. If he can't get ahead of Max Martin, he needs to do his best to stay ahead of Sebi. And once again, you can see that exit that Max had right there. He's just able to push very, very nicely. And all these laps that have just gone by, Cohen has saved a bit of ERS. Is he going to go for the move here? He's got the DRS, and I reckon if he did push on the ERS, he would have been able to have a go. But right now, it's just going to have to be what it is. And he's waiting for a little bit more ERS to fight with. And Max Martin isn't really changing their ERS situation. They're keeping it pretty balanced right now. Even though it's not much, it's enough to defend for all these laps. Looking at Sebi here, he's got a lot of battery in the car, so he is a lot quicker than we can currently see. It's just a matter of what's he going to do and when. We're coming towards the 10 lap remaining mark. Once we cross the line, we will get there. Of course, the top 3 for the lead going to be all to play for. Cohen's got that time penalty, so it should currently be decided. Let's have a look. He's got a 3-second time penalty, so has Maxette. So it's really not helping them. But right now, with the gaps looking like they are, it's not going to affect many positions. You would assume that Cohen's going to get overtaken by Sebi at the end anyway with tyre wear, but I don't know. So Cohen not going for the move right here. He's got the ERS, he catches a little bit, and then he's going to have a possible opportunity onto turn 4, into turn 4. Does he get a good enough exit? It's not too bad. Rides the curb, ERS, not ERS, DRS. He catches a little bit. This time it's not as a great run compared to what he had a minute ago. I don't know. Maybe he's not attempting a move here. Maybe he's just waiting because he could potentially want to get a P3 rather than fight. So this could be what the situation is. Maybe that's why we're not seeing any overtake attempts. He's had a couple opportunities, and saving this ERS has allowed him to get nice and close. But at this stage, it doesn't look like he's really going for that move. He's got to pray that these guys get time penalties. Otherwise, he's not going to be making any progress here. This is probably going to be it. And if Cohen does go for the move, it's going to be now. Let's watch on board with Sebi as we go into turn 1. DRS available. He's catching nicely. He's not going to go for the move. He's a bit too far back. Sebi's closing ever so slightly every lap. He's nice and close. He's got pace in that car. Is he going to try and go for a move here? I think he might get to a stage when he is going to start thinking about it, because honestly, Cohen's tyres are going to be slightly dead very soon, and he needs to get ahead. He needs to get in ahead and in between these 3 cars, because currently Cohen has nothing really to fight for. With that time penalty, at this stage of the race, of course, unless somebody else gets a time penalty, and Sebi is the one who's going to be fighting for the lead. So Cohen is currently a bit of a bystander in Sebi's race. He just needs to try and find a tactical way past them, and once he does get past, and if he can get DRS on Max, it's going to be extremely difficult for Cohen to actually make a move. Alrighty. Is Cohen going to go for that move? Right now it does look like he might be attempting to just save up and sit in P2. By doing that, he will decide who wins the race, and that would be Max Martin, because Sebi can't get through on a DRS train. He's got a lot of ERS to play with. We'll have to see. And Cohen's actually finally gone for it, so here he goes on the inside line. Bit of a tap, a wheel bang, if you like, and Cohen's going to force Max to an inside line. Going to try and get him on the exit here. Use the ERS that he's saved up. DRS actually available for Max there, so that's an interesting situation. And here comes Sebi on the inside. Not going to go for it. He learnt his lesson from last time. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it as these guys squabble, so Max Martin's going to hold on. And to be fair, at this stage of the Grand Prix, that is a very, very clever thing to do. That's what he needs to do. He has to. Otherwise, he could be in trouble, because he doesn't want to get Sebi anywhere near him. And unfortunately, Cohen goes off the circuit. Sebi's going to be able to close a little bit, but I think Cohen's probably going to use it with the ERS to make sure that doesn't happen. Because it seems like he does want to go for the move after all. Losing a bit of time here as Max is trying their best to escape DRS, but unfortunately it's a failed attempt. They haven't done enough and they've lost a lot of ERS. Cohen's got a little bit more to play with, but can they actually go for the move? That's the question. DRS available, using every bit he's got. So they're going to go into the corner, and I think they are going to go side by side. It's going to be late, but it's going to be possible. Into the braking zone. Going to have to leave the space as Cohen goes for a bit of a touch again. So a mirror image, deja vu from what we saw last lap. This time he's close. He's got the DRS. Max Martin once again moving very, very late. Very dangerous to do that. Cohen's ahead this time and he covers off the switchback. And I think that's going to be Cohen into the lead of the Grand Prix. And a tap there from Max Martin. That does force Cohen a little bit of difficulty. And another tap, like we saw in Hungary, and he's having a look to see if he can go for a move. So Max Martin's tactics aren't too great, and I don't like to say it on stream, but he does have to be extremely careful, because there's been a couple of moments where he's done this. He could be in a bit of trouble if he's not careful. Cohen does a little bit of a defensive manoeuvre, and fair enough. Within the rules. And now the situation is into Sebi's hands, and Max Martin has a lot less ERS, so if he's going to fight Cohen here, then it could be a little bit different. Now, Cohen has used all their ERS to try and escape. It's not been quite it's not quite gone to plan, and he's going to get that DRS. He's going to catch up Sebi. Is he going to push for ERS? No, he isn't. He could have. He could have possibly, and that is a bit of an interesting situation between the two there. I didn't quite see what was going on. I have to look at the replay here as Max Martin is on the inside, and this time Sebi is going to go for the move. He spots the opportunity, but he doesn't go for it in the end as Max Martin's got the DRS, and he's going to go around the outside. Cohen sticks his nose in, and oh, that's contact, just about holds on, and that's once again, we're back to ground zero. Sebi spied up an opportunity, but he quickly thought that's not worth it. Once again, it's not worth it. By taking good points here, I think Sebi would probably be in the lead of the championship. So he's got to think of this strategically at the moment, but I think he's got a very good chance at taking a win here. Max Martin using a lot of ERS. These guys are fighting and pushing themselves very hard, using up all their utilities. And they could be in trouble to Sebi. They do so. Ferrari leads the way. Cohen's right there. As these guys battle, Bahrain has closed up the gap. Not really enough, but they've still done it. And now Max Martin is ahead once again. Cohen, is he going to go for the move? DRS available. ERS, not really sure. It's pretty sparse either way for both drivers here. And he's going to get close enough to go for a move. Will he go for it? That is the question. Into the braking zone. They go side by side. Cohen gets the DRS for the next corner. A bit of a wheel bang. Going to hold the inside line. Going to try and squeeze the AlphaTauri onto the curb. But he's going to go through anyway with the DRS. Max Martin holds the outside line. Going to try and go for a switchback. I think once again Cohen, like last time, he's going to try and cover it off, but not this time, not so much. He has the outside line, and this time Max Martin does back out. We usually see him go for the move, but this time he has backed out, and it's not really worth it. So you can see that blistering all from here that Cohen has on his tyres, so they are dead. And that is going to be a turning point later on. And I mean, it kind of already is. Especially as a time penalty. It's a good battle. And I think that's what they're fighting for right now. Just a good battle here. And Max Martin's not really in a position that he wants to be, because Sebi is behind. Don't know if he realises that he's got a full battery. But Max right now has a lovely DRS train on his hands. With the ERS he should be able to make a move on Curran, but that'll be at the expense of using his own ERS. Now Curran's got no ERS, it should allow Max to get closer, and he's going to go for the move here. Goes to the inside line as Curran tries to centre his car a bit, and Sebi once again just stuck behind, and Max is ahead, and he's really trying to close the door there, so that's, I think, probably legal, but aggressive. DRS available for Curran, but not going to be close enough with that ERS. A disadvantage that he has, and Sebi just can't find a way. He's got the biggest headache in the world right now. Unless he's trying to plan something, maybe he's got something up his sleeve for later on. But he's been pretty silent right now and just waiting. He's had a couple looks, but not quite able to solidify anything. That 26 out of 29. So we'll cross the line to have 3 laps remaining of the Grand Prix. 3 laps isn't going to be enough for Curran to escape with the time penalties unless there is a big incident that causes Max and Sebi to come together. So currently Curran's going to finish this race in P3. It's just where will Sebi go, and he's got a time penalty! He's got a time penalty! And Sebi now will finish behind Max Martin, and it's just about who finishes ahead. Is it going to be Curran or Sebi? And Sebi's now going to change his mindset. He's got to go for this move on Curran. So he's using the ERS. Curran's got the DRS. Is Curran going to try and go for a move? Sebi's going to push, and he's got the ERS. He's going to go for the move. He's got to not outbrake himself like he did last time. He's pushing now. He knows what he's got to do here. I think he had the pace advantage this whole race, but he's not able to get it done. DRS available once again, so he's going to be able to push. He's got that ERS to back it up, but it's not enough to overpower the DRS train. And at this stage, all Curran needs to do, no way, he's gone round. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh no, the battle's over, and Curran down the order to P3. It's over. That's it. It's P3 anyway. It was looking that way, but it might have been a P2. But that is a heck of a shame to end it in that way. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry for Curran for it to end that way. Does he have a puncture? He doesn't. But his tyres are very, very old. Sebi now does have a free chance of getting Max. And the only reason to really go for the move would be if he's been pushed off earlier on and wants to get a warning removed. But right now, I think it's going to be Max Martin taking the win. The final corner he goes. ERS available. He's using it. He is using it. Lap 28 we begin. 2 laps remaining of this Grand Prix, and he is going to go for the move. Max Martin's going to get the DRS here, but Sebi's got an extreme amount of ERS to use. So Sebi, in theory, can cross the line first here. And we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what the time penalty situation is, of course, until the end of the Grand Prix. It's not over until it's over. And we'll have to see if he makes a report. But he's got pace in that car, as I thought. He just in that dirty air, and he was waiting for the final few laps to really go for a move. He's done it now, a lot easier without the DRS strain coming into effect. But yeah, that's the situation as it is. Now, actually, Ballin is quite close to Curran there, so that's an interesting situation for him to be in. I was thinking maybe he'd go for a fastest lap, but it's not going to be possible. And Maxet's actually done that instead, so he's going to go for that one. And Sebi, look at the pace he's got in that car right now. He's almost extended the DRS range, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And if he's really pushing that hard, I think it would probably mean that he doesn't have any time penalty or any warnings that he shouldn't have got. I think they're probably all legit if he is doing what he's doing right now. He's going to be pushing more. He's using everything he can here to prevent Max Martin from catching, and you see he is equalising that ERS situation. Max Martin doesn't have any to use. He's just gone and set a fastest lap of the Grand Prix there, a 29.1. So lovely stuff there indeed from him. A 29.1. How about that? And we'll have to wait and see if he can extend that time penalty, but I think that's going to be it. We are on the final lap of Grand Prix, of course. Cohen in P3, 4.5 seconds is the gap between Balint and the AlphaTauri. The tyre difference is extremely different, so he does seem to have the pace advantage. It's just, is he going to have enough time? And a 3-second time penalty again for Cohen, and Balint's going to be on the podium. Balint is going to be on the podium. I don't believe it. Balint's on the podium here. Well done. He's just going to stay within 6 seconds, and he's going to take it. We're getting to the final sector of the Grand Prix very, very shortly. And Max Martin's done enough. He's going to hold on. Sebi does hold on, and Cohen, it doesn't matter anyway. He's made a mistake, and that is more trouble for him. Oh, that is such a shame. That is such a shame. We're going to come around the final few corners, and what a battle it's been. We have had the incidents the disconnections, the crashes that we've had, and come around the final corner. Max Martin is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix, and Sebi's going to take P2 in the end. Both of them great pace, but in the end it is the Ferrari takes it, and Balint's going to come home in P3 after all of that. Well done to him. That is brilliant for him. Sebi, I think, will lead the championship. We'll have to check later on. Cohen's going to cross the line in P4. Max is going for fastest lap here. And then we will go and have a look at the results. And yeah, of course, I'll get the standings up for between the post-race interviews and the intermission. But it looks like Maxert's going to try and go for the fastest lap. He has the tyre wear or tyre life to back it up. The ERS is looking a little bit tricky, but I think tyre wear would kind of outpace ERS. Comes around the final corner now. Is it going to be enough for a fastest lap? I don't think it is if he's going to weave, and that's going to be Max Martin winning. Well done indeed, lovely stuff. That is the Grand Prix over. Cohen, the driver of the day, lovely indeed. He gave it a very good crack, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And there you go. Just imagine that's a controller there. Alrighty. Max Martin wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Sebi P2 and Balint in P3. Cohen in P4. Maxet does get fastest lap actually in P5. And then DNFing was Finn, QKS Vortex Vibes. Dark Salt disconnecting and having to retire the car, and Breezer DNFing very early on in the race. And looking through the driver section, the instance section, and of course the pit stop section. And then we'll be back for the post reviews and a quick look at the standings. We'll see you in a minute. Hello everyone and welcome back to the LSI summer season. We're today for the Friday tier post-race interviews of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and just before we get into the interviews we're going to have a quick look at the standings. Currently we have Sebi now leading the championship. 58 points is now to his name. Breezer didn't score any. They still hold P2 for now though. Balin up to P3 with 33 points and then 1 point behind a Brody, and Max Martin matching Brody. I've made that mistake with the names probably about 20 times this race. Sorry for that. Now, yeah, P5 for Max. So really good job in the championship, and pushes down the likes of Rillaton. I can't remember who else was in the top 5 before. But anyway, Sebi leads the way now. I think that might be Aston extending their championship lead. But yeah, lovely stuff for them. Now we will get into the interviews. Max Martin, you've won the Grand Prix. How was that?
Brilliant, mate. I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for this. I did it on a calculator as well. It was 72 Grand Prix since I joined.
That's a long time. Well,
It is.
yeah, it's that statistic definitely well deserved. Really well done today. The sprint race didn't quite get the win, but do you think maybe you'd have had a chance?
Definitely they've had a chance because QKS was struggling in the early stages and same with the late stages. It's just that Maxet kind of got in the way by starting to fight me. Which, I mean, it was great fighting. It just didn't help at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's unfortunate, but, you know, you still managed to redeem yourself in the in the feature race, and that's where the points count as well. So really well done. You now lead the Grand Prix, of course. Lead the Grand Prix? Of course you do. I'm so tired. Anyway, the next race, Canada, favourite track. Do you think you can do well there if you're attending?
No longer favourite track, by the way. It is Jeddah.
Fair enough.
It really depends if I can actually attend. Maybe I'll be able to do well, but historically, favourite tracks haven't gone good for me, so...
Yep, fair enough. But still, really well done. Really good result, and I'm happy for you finally got it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than well done. And one final question, you know what it is. How do you describe your race in 3 words?
Effing finally, God's sake.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Really good job. And that's been it for the post-race interviews. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow for the Saturday tier Bahrain Grand Prix once again, and then we'll see you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix, the final race on the F1 2021 game. I think we're all looking forward to F1 22. Other than that, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. See you soon, and good night.